Good morning. This is Rev Dr Michael Kearney at the Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee Valley. I will be reading this morning from a book titled The Soul of RUMI, a collection of poems translated by Coleman Barks. Sitting in meditation under the green dome that houses Rumi's tomb in Konya, someone came up and gave me a green shawl. I loved the wrapped feeling of the shawl. Rumi tells of Solomon's practice of building each dawn a place made of intention and compassion and mystical conversation. He calls it the Far Mosque. Solomon goes there to listen to the plants, the new ones that come up each morning. They tell him of their medicinal qualities, their potential for health, and also the dangers of poisoning. I suggest we all get green shawls. Remember, the entrance door to the sanctuary is inside you. Rumi often hears it as the bird-like song talk that begins at dawn under the dome of meditation. Build a far mosque where you can read your soul book and listen to the dreams that grew in the night. Let love lead your soul. Make it a place to retire to, a kind of cave, a retreat for the deep core of being. The poem titled Entrance Door. How lover and beloved touch is familiar and courteous. But there is a strange impulse in that to create a form that will dissolve all other shapes. Remember, the entrance door to the sanctuary is inside you. We watch a sunlight dunce dance, and we try to be that lively, but nobody knows what music those particles hear. Each of us has a secret companion musician to dance to. Unique rhythmic play, a motion in the street we alone know and hear. Shams is a king of kings, like Maham, but there's not another pearl crushing diverse as like me. A poem titled What Was Told That. What was said to the rose that made it open was said to me here in my chest. What was told the cypress that made it strong and straight. What was whispered the jasmine, so it is what it is. Whatever made sugar cane sweet, whatever was said to the inhabitants of the town of Shigil in Turkestan that makes them so handsome, whatever lets the pomegranate flower blush like a human face, that is being said to me now. I blush. Whatever put eloquence in language, that's happening here. The great warehouse doors open. I fill with gratitude, chewing a piece of sugar cane, in love with the one to whom every that belongs. The poem Mary's Hiding. Before these possessions you love slip away, say what Mary said when she was surprised by Gabriel. I'll hide inside God. Naked in her room, she saw a form of beauty that could give her new life, like the sun coming up or a rose as it opens. She leaped, as her habit was, out of herself into the divine presence. There was fire in the channel of her breath. Light and majesty came. I am smoke from that fire and proof of its existence more than any external form. I want to be where your bare foot walks, because maybe before you step, you'll look at the ground. I want that blessing. Would you like to have revealed to you the truth of the friend? Leave the rind and descend into the path. Fold within fold, the beloved drowns in its own being. The world is drenched with that drowning. Imagining is like feeling around in a dark lane or washing your eyes with blood. You are the truth from foot to brow. Now, what else would you like to know? A poem titled The Husk and Core of Masculinity. Masculinity has a core of clarity, which does not act from anger or greed or sensuality, and a husk, which does. The viral center that listens within takes pleasure in obeying that truth. Nobility of spirit, the truth, spontaneous energy of your life, comes as you abandon other motives and move only when you feel the majesty that commands and is the delight of the self. Work in the invisible. The prophets have wondered to themselves, how long should we keep pounding this cold iron? How long do we have to whisper into an empty cage? Every motion of created being comes from the Creator. The first soul pushes, and your second soul responds, beginning. So don't stay timid. Load the ship and set out. No one knows for certain whether the vessel will sink or reach the harbor. Cautious people say, I'll do nothing until I can be sure. Merchants know better. If you do nothing, you lose. Don't be one of those merchants who won't risk the ocean. This is so much more important than losing or making money. This is your connection to God. You must set fire to have light. Trust means you're ready to risk what you currently have. Think of your fear and hope about your livelihood. They make you go to work diligently every day. Now consider what the prophets have done. Abraham wore fire for an anklet. Moses spoke to the sea. David molded iron. Solomon rode the wind. Work in the invisible world at least as hard as you do in the visible. Be companions with the prophets, even though no one here will know that you are, not even the helpers or the abdals. You can't imagine what prophet will come when one of those generous ones invites you into his fire. Go quickly and don't say, but will it burn me? Will it hurt? Blessings and peace. Namaste.